Parents, when did your child figure out something they should not? My son Ethan was 10 when he started predicting things. Not future teller predicting, just knowing things. The first time was harmless. We were driving to my brother's house when Ethan suddenly asked if Uncle Mark was okay. I asked what he meant. He said, I don't know. He just seems like he's having a bad week. 30 minutes later, we arrived and found out Mark had been laid off that morning. Nobody had told Ethan. My wife called it a coincidence, I agreed. Then it happened again. A few weeks later, Ethan walked into the kitchen and asked why Grandma was angry at Aunt Lisa. I said nobody was angry. He shrugged. Then why haven't they talked in 8 days? My wife and I froze because they actually hadn't talked in 8 days. A family argument, private phone calls, no kids involved, no social media posts, nothing Ethan should have known about. When we asked how he knew, he just said Grandma stopped liking Aunt Lisa's photos. Apparently he'd noticed. We started paying attention after that. And honestly, that made it worse, because once we started looking, we realized he was doing it constantly. He could walk into a room and immediately tell who was annoyed with who, which parent was stressed, which cousin was lying. One night during dinner, he looked at me and asked if I was worried about money. I laughed and said no. He stared at me for a second. Then he said, okay. The next morning, my wife asked why I lied to him. I had spent half the night reviewing our finances. Ethan somehow knew before she did. The moment that genuinely unsettled me happened 3 months later. His teacher requested a meeting. Apparently, Ethan had predicted which students would be moved to different reading groups before the teacher announced anything. Not one student, all 6. The teacher asked if we had discussed it at home. We hadn't. Ethan explained that certain kids stopped getting called on, others started receiving different worksheets. One girl got moved closer to the front. He said it was obvious nobody else had noticed. That weekend, I finally asked him directly, how do you know all this stuff? He looked confused. Then he said something I'll probably remember forever. I don't know. I said, yes, you do. He shook his head. No, I just notice things. Everybody else ignores. Today, Ethan is 23. He's finishing a degree in behavioral psychology. Last Christmas, he came home and spent exactly 10 minutes talking to my neighbors. After they left, he looked at me and said, they're moving. I asked how he knew. He pointed at their garage. 3 boxes. Different tape, no Christmas decorations. Their second car missing. Tiny things. Things I never would have noticed. They listed the house 2 weeks later. I still don't know whether that story makes me proud or uncomfortable.